Hi friends, I still have my house shoes on. Okay, say hey when you're hopping on. My hair is wild this morning. Should I move the couch? Let's move the couch. All right, friends, gonna get ready really quick together. My kids have a play date this afternoon. I'll show you the weather. The hurricane, it didn't turn into a hurricane until after it already passed us. So that's good. But we just ended up with a little bit of rain on this side of the island, but the other side kind of got hit more by the storm. So we are super grateful. Some people still don't have power, but thankfully we do. Hang on one second. Oh, where is the towel? Okay. Sorry, I'm going to put my makeup and stuff right here and all the things I need. All right. Just throw this out here. Just a little bit of glow screen. You guys just follow me. Hi. Say hi when you're hopping on. So I want to tell you a funny story. I got up this morning and went to Pilates by myself, mind you. So Jenny had an owner's meeting this morning. I'm just gonna grab, my stuff is still in here from the other night. Some skincare. Okay, so got up this morning, went to Pilates, and basically, I don't know why I'm like not capable of doing things alone, but I genuinely hate it. Just like hate doing stuff alone. I do so much better if I have a friend with me. All right, we're in business, pals. Okay, hi. Okay, so I go to Pilates this morning and I'm sitting out there. I got there a little early. I decide like, okay, I'm gonna go in. I go in and the guy's really nice. I've hung out with him before. He's like in his 60s. He's been a Pilates instructor for a long time and really sweet man. Then this beautiful goddess of a woman comes in, very long, looks like a ballerina, okay? And it's just me and her. If you know my flexibility level, on a scale of 1 to 10, I would maybe give it a 2. Like, my body is just tight. My bands are not like other people's. I don't know. Probiotic. Before I get going, and forget to tell you about the deal, Beautiful You has their back to school sale where you get an extra 10% off if you use the code back to school, 15% off if you use my code, and then another 10% off if you do a subscription. So if you want probiotics, TRIMFIT, anything like that, it's a really good deal. It ends tonight at midnight. Okay, so I go in and I'm already thinking like, okay, well, this should be fun. And then I'm like, maybe she's like just as not flexible as I am. I was gonna set up a tripod, brought it with me, everything, immediately was like abort mission. Just got too nervous. It was like, I already don't know people. I did introduce myself. She has twin girls that are 5, and she was incredibly nice. So we get started. Just as flexible as she looked like she was gonna be. Not kidding you. He was like, you could have been in Circus Olay. This woman, so you're supposed to put your leg up and like try, I can't touch my feet for sure. I can go about mid-calf. If you haven't done that move lately, see how flexible you are. She can touch her feet completely. Not only that, he was like, okay, now you're gonna go backwards into the hole of the carriage. He was like, not you, Court. And he kept calling me Court, which is funny because my dad always calls me Court. But he was like, not you, Court. You're just gonna hold that stretch. Now, for you, her name was Fifi, which was really, really sweet. He was like, for you, Fifi, you're gonna lean your body backwards and put your hands on the floor. She has folded herself into a back bend and then pointed her leg into a split. Not kidding you. And he says, and you're just going to try, see if you can inch your hands up your leg to if you can touch your ankle. And I started laughing almost peed on myself. This woman is in a complete back bend, mother of twins. Oh, and you guys, just every move, if you have not done Pilates, and all I kept thinking was, after it's over, is how wonderful this footage would have been if I had filmed it, because I'm going to give you a demonstration. Hang on. So they have you up on a box, and you're to put your leg, try and not bend it. And this is about as much as I can go. Then at one point you have to like cross over, and I needed so much redirection of like, try and engage your core, lift your body, no, don't fold over. Like, so at the end of this exercise, they have us like this. And he says, now you're going to lift your body without moving your carriage that you're on. You lift yourself up and keep the carriage in place. I cannot do that on a stationary thing here. She is like a gazelle. She is just going. And I can't get myself off. Have you ever seen like the dogs that have had surgery, or you have like a sick dog and they need to put like a brace around the animal and a handle? We had to bring in the brace. So he comes over, he's in his 60s. He's like, I've got you. You can do this. You're strong. And I'm not. I'm just not. And he puts his arms around me and this cloth and proceeds to lift my body off the ground, and to where I was kind of like able to push myself. Oh, you guys. It's so embarrassing. It ended up being a really good workout. It was incredibly challenging. And you know, you're like doing it and you're like, I am getting strong. Surely if I did this 2 times a week, I would be so strong. And it wouldn't have been like if I was in, there isn't like a beginner class or an expert class. She was obviously an expert, has done this for years, has been an instructor. And she was saying for the second class, which progressively throughout, I just kept saying, like, how many of these do we need to do? Because I'm thinking in my mind, like, will I possibly die before I get them finished? And anyways, I went. So if you are going to a class and you are me, then it happens to all of us. And I kept thinking in my head, like, I have been working out almost a year now, and I have lost over 100 pounds. I am like stronger than I've probably ever been in my adult life. And that was still so bad. So bad. So bad. But it was just like that was the end when he was like, had to lift my body so I could do it. That was like the cherry on top for me. So, how's your morning then? What did everybody else do? Then I came home and I told Adam, I think I'm gonna go at least 2 days a week because it is so challenging. And I think I would for sure get leaner and stronger and more flexible if I keep this up. Oh, but I should have I knew it was going to be like an embarrassing situation the whole time. It is so challenging. Also, I have like a really weak tailbone, and I have diastasis recti, where like all my muscles are just torn. Like I do not have much, it's just from birthing a lot of children. And so, don't have a lot of core strength. So I almost have to modify every move. But I just want to encourage you, like, it is better to modify it and do it well and at least try than not move your body at all. And so often I would have walked in there and been like, I can't do it beside her because it's so embarrassing. And my favorite part was after it was over, she said, you did such a good job today. And she looked like just a gymnast, ballerina, just incredible. And when we had to do our stretch like this, he's like, okay, you have to put your leg down. I was like, it's too tight. Like I could not even physically like do my stretching. Anyways, that's in my morning. Okay, mixed my greens. Mixed my TRIMFIT. And we're gonna drink this while we get ready together. Anywho, hope you guys enjoyed that as much as I did. I laughed my whole way home. I also called Natalie and I was like, you're never gonna guess what happened this morning. Like in tears, because she knows how not flexible I am and all I kept thinking was, oh my gosh, what if I had tried this a year ago? Like I wouldn't have been able, all we had to do was hold this ring. It weighs nothing, like a half a pound. And you're supposed to like twist and I could just like feel my arms like getting like weak. And he's like, straight arms, straight arms. And I was like, how are you strong enough to hold your arms? Your arms get heavy. Like I was like, my arms are bigger than her arms. So I guarantee you mine weigh a lot more right now. It's really, anyways, she really was so nice and she just was so talented. And the funny part was I just wasn't, but you could have watched her and done an instructional video. She was beautiful and talented and kind, and like there's nothing mean about her. She was incredibly sweet. I just am horrible. Okay, so let's get into it. deals going on. If you need anything, it will not help with your flexibility, just know that, but it's really good. I really love the way it makes you feel and love how good it is for your health. Pilates will though help you with your flexibility. All right, going in with some glow screen. This is because I'm going to be out in the sunshine today, in the shade Golden Hour. We're going to do some Ophir light makeup, just a little bit of sunblock. All right. Oh. Okay, so we heard back on the house. They countered our offer by $11,000. And then they asked that furniture, I obviously use this for bronzer. This is not my color right now. Why don't I clean my brushes? I'm just gonna look sunburned, hang on. So they countered our offer and they said they would increase it by $11,000 and no furniture, and that's it. Oh, and they would put a generator in because it doesn't have a generator, and here you need a generator. Puerto Rico's power grid does shut down a good bit, and so I was like, I want to be sure we have a generator wherever we're moving, and so they're going to put in a generator. It does have to go through an inspection. Okay, this is Papyrus. This is the Sheer Skin Tinted Moisturizer. Ophir has their big back to school sale going on, so I'm gonna do like a pump and a half. Also, I told you my kids have play dates. I forgot to text the mom and tell her, yeah, we would do that. Oh well, I'll do that too in a minute. I'll have to remember. Okay, this is too dark for me. All of it. Have I gotten this pale? I just haven't done. I have. I'm gonna sunless tan my arms. No one will know. Except we're going to the pool. I'm gonna have to just tan my body, because you will know. I would have like a tan arm and then untan rest of the body. Oh, cool. Some days you feel like you are crushing life, and other days you feel like, as much as I'm trying, it's just not for me. Like, Veda took a picture frame, it busted, broke it. More disappointed because no one got hurt, but it was just a cute picture frame. Like, it just feels like, I went to make a salad because I was gonna be healthy. Well, apparently the dressing we bought needed to be refrigerated. We left it in the pantry and all the yogurt had separated. So I was like, you know, when you're like, I feel like everything I'm trying to do, it's just not that life is hard, but it's just a struggle. You're like, what is wrong? Like every single thing I'm doing today, like trying to make a salad, the yogurt dressing is like spoiled and poured it all over the salad. So now I'm like, great, now I have I can't even eat lettuce. I was like, do you rinse off your lettuce? But it's curdled. No, I'm like, I don't want that bad enough. Anywho. Okay. Oh, Fierce Deep Bronzer. Just having a silly day. I really am. So we're under contract on a house, which is really exciting. We have to get an inspection, and it is obviously, you do the inspection, and then if the inspection goes good, then you buy the house. So that is, in case you're wondering, if you followed our house hunting journey, we put in an offer on house number 2. It kind of is the best fit for our family. It is outdated, but over time, I actually love a good project. And over time, I feel like it has the most potential for flipping it, like us living in it for a while and then possibly flipping it like after we renovate it. And so we'll just have to save up and renovate over time, but that's okay. And but it has space, and I don't feel like we would be on top of each other. And a lot of the homes here are like, most of the homes here are like 3 bedrooms. Well, we have 4 kids and then me and my husband. So that doesn't really work well for us because, you know, but it's a lot of kids in one area. So, so this house has 4 bedrooms and an office. So we could use the office as like guest room, baby room, an office, or whatever. So, anywho, it also has a big yard. We have good news on the Ivory update. So we've been trying to get our dog down here for a while, and a couple of you mentioned this girl who's like viral on TikTok who transports animals. I'd never heard of her before. Her name's Felicia, and she's Felicia Wilson is her name actually, and she's got a huge TikTok account, and she is going to fly and get Ivory from Chattanooga and fly her down on the 25th. So it ended up being much cheaper than like the other services we've looked into. She's a professional animal transporter, and we will have her back down here with us. And so I'm really excited about that. So thank you for those of you who gave me her information, and that's really exciting. Okay, going in with a little bit of, I have a call with our new accountant in 6 minutes. So we're doing, was my thing like, what happened here? It's like I used a wet, what do you call it? Wet brush, and it totally put foundation as a layer over my, it's just as if I've never done makeup my whole life. Like, what am I doing? It's just a weird day, y'all. Oh, they say it comes in like phases, right? So surely at some point it has to not be as weird. So our other dog, we had already been talking about it for like the last while. Elvis went to go and live with a friend of ours who has a working farm. We had an incident where he jumped up on the bed on top of the baby, and he's really big. He's like 130 pounds, probably more even now at this point. And so he just thinks he's little, and he got on top of her, and we had a hard time, like he didn't want to get off just because he like loves her, but it was really kind of scary for everybody. And so back in like February or March, I reached out to our friend and was like, hey, would you be interested in, because he like was obsessed with Elvis. And so it worked out that he was like, yeah, I think I'm going to, but I have some work stuff going on. And we had actually already planned for Elvis to live with him before the whole Puerto Rico opportunity happened. And so once we found out like we were going to be in Puerto Rico for the summer, he just got Elvis. And so we were going to wait until like midsummer just because of that guy's work schedule, but it ended up working out fine. And anywho, so Elvis I love Bernese Mountain Dogs. They are fun. He was beautiful, the most beautiful dog I've ever owned. But we put Elvis in 2 months of training, and he just did not do well having a baby around. He would have been an amazing fit for our family if we did not have a toddler. But we had another incident where he almost pushed her into the pool, just being playful. And it just like, I think at some point you have to decide, I am pro animal and pro, you have an animal for a long time, right? But I think there's certain times where like, hey, you unexpectedly move across the country. That doesn't always like work out for your outdoor cat to come with you. But we've enjoyed taking care of her for 6 years, you know, or Elvis is just too big to have a baby around. And so he's a better fit with another family. And then that way he isn't just kind of like having to be in his kennel anytime we're outside. So anyways, that's just, and sometimes I think that you are like an in-between. Like we a long time ago had a dog that, this was like years ago. But that dog was like obsessed with one of my best friends. And then I went through a divorce and everything. And it was like, she went through some really bad health stuff. And so she asked if she could keep the dog just because she was scared to be home by herself. And it ended up being that like her and that dog kicked it way better. And so she ended up, so sometimes I think like you're like a pass through sometimes, you know, like, hey, ideally this would be great forever, but sometimes it's like works out. Things just work out. Like we took care of Elvis for a long time. We really loved him, loved on him. We got him out of from a person who was selling dogs, like in a Walmart thing in the parking lot. And so I feel like Elvis had a great life with us, and now he is living his best life on the farm. And had we not gotten him in between, then he wouldn't have ever met the other people who he's getting to be on the farm with. So, like, I think sometimes you have to be like, what is the best thing for them and your family? So, to be sure everybody stays safe. So, what about my cats? So I didn't know my child had a cat allergy until we got cats. But Christian had a cat allergy, and we kept the cats even though he had it. But when we decided we were coming down here for the summer, my sister was like, well, she's obsessed with our cats. And I FaceTime her all the time, and like she has a cat laying on her all the time. And so they're just with my sister. And I don't think we'll move them down. We could, but I think she would be devastated. And my child really, like, every time he sneezes and has sneezing fits and everything, he's like, I hate these cats. And so it kind of worked out that, like, again, like, we had a great cat life. And now my sister has a great cat life. And my cats are so happy. You missed the scoop at the beginning. You really should go rewatch it, because I talked about a really embarrassing story. I have 1 minute before I have to be off here. Not really, I have like a couple, but Christian's 15. He'll be 16 in a couple months. Is that not crazy? He's been practicing driving, which, Lord mercy, if that does not like humble you, that I do not believe they should allow people to drive at 15, 16 years old. There's just, and I can't believe I did. That will humble you to your core. Okay, some Ophir mascara. The storm ended up not being bad here, but other parts of the island, Puerto Rico is huge. And so the other part where it kind of came in at, got it bad, but where we are, we just got rain, which really good. But I think overall everybody's kind of like just a little bit cleaning up, like, you know, palm leaves and stuff. I ended up pulling this together. I do have a very pale arm, so I'm gonna have to figure that out. All right. If it makes you feel any better, my OBGYN had to retrieve a garlic clove from this morning. Oh, how embarrassing. I feel ya. I've had days like those. I guarantee you're trying to do something like you saw on TikTok that would be good for your hormonal health. That's hilarious. That makes me feel better. It really does. It's so funny. Okay, sometimes you do full on lipstick or full on lip liners and everything. Today, we're going in with Pink Smoothie. This is a great lipstick from Ophir. Oh, your daughter's 17, you're driving, it's terrifying. Oh. I literally was telling Adam, I was like, how old do you think? I think he could skateboard for like a long time. Just like, maybe he'll get into skateboarding or bicycling. He's like, no, most of the time, like, teenage boys really want to drive a car. I was like, how can we make it more appealing that he wants to skateboard? Like, I got him stickers for his skateboard. I was like, maybe this will make it more fun for him if he skateboards. The cool thing is in Puerto Rico, you can't drive until you're 16. So he was practicing in Chattanooga, like in Tennessee. And then when we came here, it's kind of been like, oh, we have to wait till you're 16. And he needs to wait. And so, I'm like, okay, we have a few more months. All right. This is my look today. Pulled it off. I gotta go do a call with an accountant. I have to be actually on the call in 3 minutes. So, I hope you guys have a good day. Don't be hard on yourself. And I love you guys so much. If you need anything, send me a message. If you have questions about anything, all the Ophir stuff is on sale for the back to school sale. It's in the description of the video. The U sale ends tonight. Anywho, hope you have a good day. An electric bike. Yes. Yeah, get him an e-bike. I feel like an e-bike is a great option for that age. Like, I don't even want him going somewhere alone. I was like, I don't know how to, like, one of the kids in the neighborhood, they were like, yeah, we're gonna walk down to Starbucks. And they're his age. And they're like, can he go with us? And I was like, no, I don't think so. I mean, I can like drive in there. I'll sit in the parking lot and hang out. And the mom was like, oh yeah, they walk down there because it's like a minute away. And I was like, I just don't know how I feel about like alone. They go alone to Starbucks. And she's like, yeah. And he's like, I will be driving in a couple months. I can drive myself places alone. I'm like, I don't know how I feel about that. Like, when do you get old enough to do that? I just don't feel like you're old enough. Anyways, obviously this is gonna be harder on me than it is him. So, they went to play pickleball too. And same thing. I was like, just drop him off. And I ended up staying. And he was like, you couldn't do it. And I was like, the other moms were there. Like, can't just leave my kid. And there, he was like, yeah, but the other moms had like 10-year-olds with them. And you only had Christian. And I was like, well, it's just hanging out. It was just hanging out with the other moms. Christian was like, just tell her to leave me alone. Like, I'm fine to play pickleball by myself. And I was like, you know, it's just, what if an emergency happened? He's like, I have my phone. But I will get better at it soon. I have to, because he's going to grow up. So I have to get better. It's like baby steps. I'm like, oh. All right, I really do have to go. I have to be on there in 1 minute. Okay, bye you guys. Have a good day.